Did you know that cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death worldwide? And over 80% of these deaths occur in people aged 60 and above? But what if I told you that your heart could be silently failing, and you might not even realize it? Today, we'll uncover 7 silent signs that your heart might be in trouble. Signs you should never ignore. I've been around the block a few times, seen my fair share of health scares among friends and family, and I'm here to share some wisdom that might just save your life. After all, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your heart health. Cardiovascular diseases include conditions like heart disease, hypertension, and strokes, all of which can sneak up on you, especially as you age. The scary part? Many of these conditions show little to no symptoms until it's too late. But there are subtle clues your body gives you. Let's dive into the 7 silent signs your heart might be failing. Before we get into the details, I want to emphasize something important. These signs are often overlooked or mistaken for normal aging. Pay close attention. They could save your life. I've seen too many folks brush off these symptoms as just getting older, but they deserve your attention. Sign 1. Unexplained fatigue. Remember when you could work in the garden all day, or play with your grandkids for hours without missing a beat? If you're now feeling unusually tired, even after a good night's sleep, your heart might be struggling to pump blood efficiently. This isn't your typical, I'm getting older fatigue. This is the kind that stops you in your tracks, that makes simple tasks feel like mountainous endeavors. Many seniors brush this off as just getting older, but it's a red flag you shouldn't ignore. I remember my neighbor Tom. He was always the energetic one in our community, organizing events and tending to his prize-winning roses. When he started taking afternoon naps and canceling his usual activities, everyone thought he was just slowing down with age. It wasn't until his routine checkup that they discovered his heart was functioning at only 60% capacity. The fatigue was his heart crying out for help. Sign 2. Shortness of breath. Have you noticed yourself gasping for air after climbing a few stairs or doing light chores? This could be a sign of fluid buildup in your lungs due to heart failure. Your heart and lungs work as a team. When one isn't performing well, the other suffers too. Imagine feeling like you've run a marathon, but all you did was walk to the mailbox. That's not normal aging. That's your body sending you an urgent message. This shortness of breath often worsens when you're lying down flat, which is why many people with heart issues find themselves needing more pillows at night, or even sleeping in a recliner. My sister started propping herself up with 3 pillows at night because she said she couldn't breathe right when lying flat. She ignored this for months before finally mentioning it to her doctor. The diagnosis? Early-stage heart failure. Thankfully, with proper medication and lifestyle changes, she's doing much better now. Sign 3. Swelling in legs, ankles, or feet. Take a look down at your ankles and feet. Are they puffy? Do your socks leave deep marks? When your heart isn't pumping effectively, fluid can accumulate in your lower extremities, causing swelling, or what doctors call edema. If your shoes feel tighter at the end of the day, or you can press your finger into your ankle and leave an indentation that doesn't immediately disappear, it's time to pay attention. This isn't just water retention from standing too long. It's a signal that your heart might be struggling to keep up with its job of circulating blood efficiently. I've seen so many friends dismiss this symptom, blaming it on the hot weather or too much salt. But when it doesn't go away after a good night's rest with your feet elevated, it's time to consult your doctor. Sign 4. Persistent cough or wheezing. A cough that won't go away, especially one that produces white or pink mucus, can be a sign of fluid in your lungs due to heart failure. This isn't your average cold. It's your body crying out for help. This type of cough often worsens when you're lying down and can be accompanied by wheezing or a whistling sound when you breathe. You might think it's just allergies or a lingering cold, but if it persists for weeks without other typical cold symptoms, your heart might be the culprit. My brother-in-law had what he called his winter cough for 3 years straight, before he finally got it checked out. Turns out, his heart was enlarged and not pumping efficiently, causing fluid to back up into his lungs. The cough wasn't seasonal. It was a warning sign he'd been ignoring. Sign 5. Rapid or irregular heartbeat. Feel your pulse right now. Is it steady and regular? Or does it seem to race, flutter, or skip beats? Feeling your heart race or skip a beat could be an arrhythmia, a common sign of an overworked heart. Don't dismiss it as stress or anxiety. Your heart is sending you a message. These palpitations might come and go, or they might be accompanied by dizziness or shortness of breath. Some people describe it as a fluttering in their chest, while others say it feels like their heart is doing somersaults. I remember sitting with a friend at lunch when she suddenly placed her hand over her chest and looked alarmed. "My heart keeps skipping beats," she said. I urged her to see her doctor that same day. The diagnosis? Atrial fibrillation, a type of irregular heartbeat that can lead to blood clots, stroke, and heart failure if left untreated. Sign 6. Dizziness or fainting spells. Have you ever stood up from your chair and felt the room spin around you? Or perhaps you've experienced moments where your vision goes dark for a few seconds? If your brain isn't getting enough blood due to your heart's decreased pumping ability, you might feel lightheaded or even pass out. For seniors, this can lead to dangerous falls. It's not just a senior moment, it's a serious warning sign. These episodes might be brief, but they shouldn't be brushed aside as normal aging or low blood sugar. They could indicate that your heart isn't strong enough to pump blood against gravity when you change positions. A dear friend of mine fainted while gardening and broke her wrist in the fall. The hospital did a thorough workup and discovered that her heart wasn't pumping efficiently, causing her blood pressure to drop dramatically when she bent over and then stood up. With proper medication, she hasn't had another fainting spell in years. Sign 7. Chest pain or discomfort. Now, chest pain doesn't always feel like the dramatic heart attacks we see in movies. It can be a subtle pressure, tightness, or even discomfort in your jaw, neck, or arms. Many people, especially women, experience heart problems as a sensation of fullness, indigestion, or even tooth pain, rather than the classic crushing chest pain. If you feel this, don't wait. Seek medical help immediately. Even if it turns out to be nothing serious, it's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to chest discomfort. I'll never forget my uncle who kept complaining about what he thought was heartburn for weeks. He'd pop antacids like candy, getting only temporary relief. When he finally went to the emergency room, tests revealed he'd been having minor heart attacks. The heartburn was actually angina, a warning sign that his heart wasn't getting enough oxygen. Now that we've covered these 7 silent signs, let's talk about what puts you at risk for heart disease in the first place. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, and a sedentary lifestyle all increase your risk. The good news? Many of these are within your control. I've made my fair share of mistakes over the years, enjoying too many fatty foods, skipping exercise when I didn't feel like it, allowing stress to take over. But I've learned that it's never too late to make positive changes. Even small adjustments can have a significant impact on your heart health. Here are some practical steps you can take to protect your heart. Eat a heart-healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. I've found that the Mediterranean diet, with its emphasis on olive oil, nuts, fish, and fresh produce, is not only good for my heart but delicious too. Start by adding 1 more serving of vegetables to your plate each day, and gradually build from there. Stay active. Even a 30-minute walk daily can make a huge difference. I started with just walking to the end of my street and back, and now I can walk for miles without getting winded. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's dancing, swimming, or gardening, and make it part of your routine. Manage stress through meditation or hobbies you enjoy. I've taken up painting in my golden years, and the calm I feel when I'm focused on my canvas has done wonders for my blood pressure. Find what brings you peace and prioritize it. Take your medications as prescribed and keep up with regular checkups. I keep a pill organizer and set alarms on my phone to remind me when it's time for my medication. And I never miss an appointment with my cardiologist. These checkups are non-negotiable dates in my calendar. Remember, small changes today can lead to a healthier heart tomorrow. It's never too late to start taking better care of yourself. I've seen friends transform their health in their 70s and 80s through consistent, mindful choices. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about. These silent signs of heart failure aren't common knowledge, and spreading awareness could save a life. Have you or a loved one experienced any of these signs? Let us know in the comments below. Your story might encourage someone else to seek the medical attention they need. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more life-saving health tips. I share new videos every week, drawing from decades of experience and the latest medical research to help you live your best life. Your heart health is in your hands. By recognizing these signs early, you can take control and live a longer, healthier life. I've seen too many friends ignore the subtle warnings their bodies were giving them, only to face serious health crises later on. Don't make the same mistake. Remember, your heart is your lifeline. Listen to it, care for it, and it will keep beating strong for years to come. You've lived a rich life so far. Take the necessary steps to ensure you'll be around to create many more beautiful memories with those you love. Thank you for watching, and here's to your health and longevity. Until next time, take care of that precious heart of yours.